first thing, this is mind-body movement for hypermobility and related disorders as part of the Mindfulness Center's online classes. I am KNMyles. I am a yoga instructor and also a restored exercise certified instructor, restored exercise specialist certified instructor. This class is to blend both principles, both exercise philosophies, if you will, because I think they blend pretty well. We are trying to instruct less, move more in this, because under different umbrellas that I teach under, it's a little bit different. Some people want more instruction under different ways, some other people want less, so we're just going to keep moving. If there's anything that you are uncomfortable with or do not want to do, please don't do it. You are responsible for your own body. I trust you. I can see not many of you. Obviously you can see me, so I'm not necessarily in tune with everybody's needs and bodies, so please make sure that you move at your own pace. This class is for you, so please do what you need to do to make sure that you are comfortable, that you are not doing anything that you are in pain, and that if you need any questions, we can always ask for it afterwards. If you would like to turn on your own music, you can go ahead and do so, but also silence any kind of distractions that you might have that might impede your practice during this time. I'm going to mute everybody as I've done now, but I can't control your distractions that you might have at home, the kids, silences, things like that. And sometimes you just have to keep moving with it. But first, just go ahead and get seated. We're going to start in a seated position. You are welcome, if you want to, you can stay on the floor, you can sit on a towel or a yoga blanket. Or if you feel like you're just really not up for moving too much and you really want to just stay seated in a chair or even on your bed, that's fine too. I will not teach that way for chair yoga, but I will, you can always try to make as many modifications as you can, and if you just want to lay there for this time as well, that's perfect too. So I'm going to get seated on my yoga blanket. If you have a block or a bolster or a pillow to have beside you, we might use those. You might want to have them accessible. Start with your legs crossed. As I said, seated on a yoga blanket or a towel or a pillow, just to allow, turn this a little bit, just to allow your hips to spill naturally forward so that you're not hyperextending in your back. And that you don't also want to be overarching in your back. You want to be comfortable. And slowly drift your eyes closed. And just start being aware of your breath. Trying to take this moment for yourself. Ignore distractions, put on your own music, like I said. Place your hands either on your lap or against your side, however you are most comfortable. You're welcome to start taking any movements that you feel that your body needs at this time. Closed or open. Try to bring awareness to your breath and to this moment, and ignoring things like the photography light falling right before we started class and having to sweep that up really quickly. So sometimes it's just as important, I would say almost more important, for the instructor to also to bring mind-body awareness before class, so that we can all hold this space for each other, especially in this time of need. And as you get comfortable, whether your eyes are closed or open, try again to make sure that you're ignoring anything that might be distracting to you, and just really try to be mindful and present at this time and give yourself this time, whether it's just for a few minutes or for the whole time. And you can start bringing some slow shoulder rolls to your seated position. We roll backwards and then forwards. And then with your arms, let's place them to the side. I want you to take a deep breath. Actually, take your hands, put them to the side. Maybe roll around your wrists first. Open and close your palms. I've been actually incorporating this a lot into the practices that I've been teaching, just because we're all so much on our computers and phones, even more so now with this whole pandemic, that I found that not only is it important to teach, hands are super tight, and really just giving yourself permission and a reason to kind of roll around your wrists and your open and close your palm. You don't realize how much tension and even pain comes from just the fascia and the connective tissue being just tight in your hands, and it can really travel all the way up from your elbow to your forearm to your elbow to your shoulders to your neck. So just roll around your wrists, open and close your palms, and then put your arms down to the side. We're going to take a deep inhale, arms up. Exhale down. Moving slowly at first. Inhale, arms up. Exhale down. Inhale, arms up. And at the top of the inhale, I want you to interlace your hands. I want you to reach up like good morning stretch and just reach to the right. And then back to the left. And then to the right again. And then back to the left. And then inhale up. And then exhale down. And then inhale, arms up. Leave the left hand up, right arm down. I want you to reach over, bending gently to the right side. And then exhale down. Then inhale, arms up. Leaving the right hand up, left hand down, reaching over to the left side. And then exhale down. And I want you to inhale, arms up. And then rotate to the right on the exhale. And then inhale, arms up. Rotating over to the left. And then inhale, arms up. And we're just going to flow back and forth with your breath. Exhale to the right. Inhale, arms up. Exhale down to the left. Inhale, arms up. Let's do it one more time each side. Exhale down to the left. Inhale, arms up. Exhale down to the left. Did I say right? Left this time, right the other time. Inhale, arms up. Exhale down. Roll out the shoulders again. Maybe to the back, to the front. Roll out the wrists. Open and close the palms. Then we're going to do a couple hand stretches first. If you need to move around your legs, if you are uncomfortable in this, in a cross-legged seated position, if you need to put your legs out in front of you and roll out your ankles and your feet, you're welcome to do so. We'll do some more stretches for the feet, but I want to do some stuff for the hands and forearms first. So if you need to move your legs, please do so. Find another comfortable position. However you are most comfortable. It's your practice. You're allowed to take any movements you need at any given time. I'm going to adjust my seated position because I was finding that I was getting a little uncomfortable just keeping my legs crossed. So for right now, we're going to do a couple of hand stretches and forearm stretches. So what I want you to do is just reach your arms out, and I want you to reach your arms out, hands, so your arm is straight. Try and be mindful of being hyperextended. I want you to raise your arm all the way up. I want you just to kind of keep it below your shoulder. I want you to turn over your palm. I just want you to take your left hand, and I want you to just gently stretch. So you're moving this whole hand just gently down to give the forearm a stretch on the back. Not hyperextending. And then just bring it back. If you're unsure or you're not sure exactly how I'm doing this, I'm happy to help afterwards. But let's try this again. So flip your palm up, keep your arm below your shoulder, keep it straight. Take the left hand, and just kind of gently see if you can feel that stretch of the forearm. We'll do it again. We're on a quadruped. We'll just start this way. All right, let's try it on the left. So I'm going to move my seat this way. I like to move around a lot. We're going to put the left arm to the side, keep it below the shoulder. Take the right arm, or flip the palm up. Take the right arm, and just extend. Roll it around, move around your arms. Left arm out again, flip the palm up. Take the right arm, go like this. And then bring it up and roll it around. And like I said, if you're not quite sure what I'm doing because the camera's kind of far back, I'm happy to show you a little bit closer. And then what I want you to do now, and I can show anybody after class, is I want you to, same side, you can keep your legs crossed or move them if you wish, but I want you to take your left hand, and I want you to hold up your right arm. I taught this in another class the other day. It might be better if I come closer. I want you to take your thumb, take your left hand, and I want you to grab your thumb of your hand and palm, like the joystick. And I want you just to kind of gently press back a little bit. So it's kind of of like you're moving not just the thumb joint, but part of this palm. You're trying to stretch the fascia, the connective tissue of the palm, very, very gently. And if you're not sure, again, we can go over it after class and then bring it back. Just roll out your wrists and your hands. Open and close your palms. Let's try it one more time on this side. So left, right hand, like this. Grab it like a joystick so that you're really grabbing this part of the palm, and just kind of gently stretch back. If it's uncomfortable, don't do it. Again, it's not just the thumb joint, it's actually this whole kind of part of the palm as one unit. All right, roll out this. Let's roll it right hand on this side. Left hand, right hand, grabbing it like a joystick, and then just stretch back. And then bring it forward. And then around if you need to. Left hand, right hand like a joystick. Grab it, gently stretch. And then bring it back. All right, roll out your wrists again, open and close. Let's take our feet forward this time. Let's do a little bit more stretching for the legs, sitting down before we get into quadruped. Legs forward. I want you just to point and flex feet. Maybe roll out the ankles. So what happens when your leg's not perfectly moving. Point and flex your feet. Roll out your ankles. Maybe rock. Do a couple little, let the legs go. And flex. Then let's take the right leg, let's point it out to the diagonal to the right side, bring your left leg in. Let's take our right arm, put it down gently on either the top of the shin or on your quad, however you're most comfortable, or you can place it to the side. And we're gonna gently inhale, reach your left arm up and bend to the side. And then bring it down. Let's do it one more time. Inhale, arms up, gently reach to the side. Inhale, back down. We'll do it one more time. Inhale, arms up, left arm up, then you gently reach over. If you want to, you can kind of flex the foot to get a little bit more of a stretch, and then come back down. And let's do it to the other side. So right leg in, left leg extended. Shake things out if you need to. Making sure that you're at a comfortable diagonal. You can still be seated on that blanket if you need to. Put your left arm on the shin or on the quad. We're gonna inhale, right arm up. Gently bend over, and then back down. Inhale, bend over, gently bend back down. Inhale, and then flex that foot if you want to, bring a little bit more stretch, and then come down. Now the point is not go all the way over when you're hypermobile just because you can. Actually, the more work that we need to do in order for appropriate perception, mind-body awareness is to actually stop, not go so far. This is where our real work is. So actually stopping right here versus going all the way down is actually what is really good for us to help us learn how to keep our joints in a proper range of motion, and also to use our muscles more to stabilize our joints and also protect our tissues. So you can point and flex your feet. Again, reach to the side, roll around your ankles. And then I want you to meet me in a quadruped position. You will put the blanket underneath your knees if you need to. It always makes me more comfortable. So you're in a quadruped. I want you to imagine that your hands are like this, like we've just stretched them a little bit. I want you to imagine, or try to, as long as it's comfortable, we can work on it a little bit more. Imagine there's an L shape from your middle finger to your thumb. If it's too uncomfortable, then we can find ways to modify. But you want to have comfort when you're putting your hands in it so that they really have proper stability. But sometimes it can be uncomfortable, again, from that standpoint of the fact that we use our hands a lot. So while you're on hands and knees, your elbow, wrist, elbow, and shoulder are in alignment, and you can take your feet and let's do a foot stretch. So we're going to put our toes under and we're just going to stretch back. And then bring it back up. And then stretch back again. And then bring it back up. And then on all hands and knees, you can actually keep your feet, put them down like this, or you can keep them extended. I want you just to let your head hang. And then let your belly release. It might feel like you're sticking your tailbone up, What I really want you to do is focus on untucking your pelvis and letting your belly release and letting your head hang. We're told all the time to keep our core in and chakra pelvis. I want you to untuck and release. And try to feel just the release from the tissue, the connective tissue from the top of your head to your tailbone. And then maybe when you're in this position, try to rock back in that toe stretch again if you are comfortable. And then bring it back up. And then again. And then bring it back up. And then take your big toes to touch. Take your knees a little bit more than hip width apart. And I want you to meet me in child's pose. And you can take that blanket or towel if you have it underneath your knees, and you can move it or you can keep it there. Stretching forward. Deep breath in, inhale. And exhale. Inhale. Reach the fingers a little bit further, and then exhale. Imagine that you're lengthening and flattening through the thoracic spine. And then inhale, slowly walk your left fingers over to your right, placing on top of your right hand. And then exhale down, feeling the stretch a little bit more through the left hand side. And then inhale, bring it back to the center, the left hand back to the center. Walk your fingers over to the left hand, your right fingers over the left hand. Place your right hand on top of the left hand. And then inhale and then exhale down through this side, feeling the stretch a little bit more through the right hand side. And then inhale, with the fingers, walk them back to the center, the right ones. One more inhale and exhale in a neutral, in a straight position. Inhale. And then exhale down, regular child's pose. And then meet me back up from quadruped. And then from quadruped, I just want you to bring some movement back to your whole body. Maybe rock forward and back as you are comfortable. And I want you to take your hands and kind of walk them out like this. And then maybe rock from side to side, bringing some more movement and warming up the wrists. And then this is where this forearm stretch comes back in this way. So I want you to flip your hands this way. And I want you to, so you're all on quadruped, and I want you to just gently rock back, maybe not as far as before, and feel that stretch through the forearm gently here. If it's too much, don't do it. We can always show how to do it properly later. But if it's at all comfortable, don't do it. And then come back. Flip over your hands, rock back and forth, roll around your wrists if you need to, whatever movement you need. Then I want you to meet me in downward facing dog. Bowing out the feet. Now if this is too much for you, you are always welcome to modify your downward dog on a bolster or on a chair or on your forearms. And if you need help understanding what modifications you can do, I'm happy to help you at another time. You can also bring your feet closer or back, however you need to. Sometimes people's ankles have to be up, and that's perfectly fine. So downward dog. I want you to slowly walk your hands, or walk your feet towards your hands. And I want you to just hang in a modified forward fold, but what we're gonna do is we're just gonna grab the elbows of our opposite elbows, and we're gonna keep our knees bent. And if you have any issues with dizziness or issues with your head upside down, then take modifications that you need, or just slowly stand your way up, or you can go back into child's pose, whatever you need. But you don't have to do something that's uncomfortable. And just make your way. We're gonna start standing up in just a minute, but for those that can do this, hanging over, I just want you to gently rock back and forth. Letting your back release. And then I want you to slowly make your way to standing to mountain pose, the top of your mat. Maybe holding on to something if you get dizzy. Rolling your shoulders back, and then forward, and then back, and then meeting the top of your mat in mountain pose. And then we're going to take some regular vinyasa flows at the top of your mat. I want you just to keep your eyes open or closed, however you are comfortable. Maybe taking some movements to your feet, so trying to lift up your toes, making sure that your weight is behind you and your ankles. Maybe try to lift your big toe, middle toe. Maybe try to lift all toes. Make sure that your feet are ready to hold you. So arms back and down, or shoulders back and down, arms to the side, back. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, fold forward with a flat back. And I want you to stop right here. I don't want you to go all the way down just because you can. But I want you to stop right here, making sure that your legs are not hyperextended, that they're straight, that your back is flat, and that you're not arching, that you're like this, and that you're not arching from your neck either. And then, so you're here. And I want you to inhale halfway up, stopping right here. And exhale down. Notice that I'm not going all the way to the floor. And inhale back up. Hands to heart center. Let's try that again. Arms down, shoulders back down to the side. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, fold forward. Press the shins. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale down. Flat back. Inhale, arms up. Hands to heart center. Now we're going to continue. We're going to bring some more movement to this flow, but that's what I just wanted to show you, how to protect yourself, especially when you're hypermobile. We don't always have to go all the way down just because we can. Sometimes our work isn't actually stopping us, like I said before. So arms to the side, shoulders back and down. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale down. Inhale to chair pose. Inhale, right arm back. Exhale, forward. Inhale, left arm back. And forward. Let's do it one more time. Inhale, right arm back. Left arm forward. Inhale, left arm back. Left arm forward. And then exhale, fold forward. Inhale, all the way up. Hands to heart center. Now we're going to do that again, but we're going to bring a chaturanga into it. You're welcome to flow with me, or you can modify and go into child's pose if you need to, or downward dog. Just meet me. We'll all meet back in the same position. So arms down. Take a deep breath. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Arms up. Exhale. Fold forward. Inhale. Halfway out. Exhale down. Inhale back, sitting in a chair. Right arm back, modified twist. Bring it back, left arm back. Bring it back to the center. Exhale down. Then put your hands to the floor. Step your feet back, put your knees down or stay into plank. I'm gonna put my knees down. And then go to a full chaturanga. Facing dog. Exhale down. Inhale back to child's pose for downward facing dog. And just breathe. We're going to do that again, and we're going to keep flowing. So step or walk your feet forward. Inhale slowly with your knees bent. Reverse chair, I guess they call it. Hands to heart center. Feeling back at the top of your mat. Actually, get my hair out of the way. Arms down. Inhale. Arms up. Fold forward. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale down. We're going to put our hands down now. Step or hop back. Knees down or in plank. And then go for your full chaturanga. Inhale, up. Exhale down. Inhale up. Downward facing dog. And breathe. And then lift your right leg. And I want you to step through between your hands. You can put your knee down. I want you to inhale, up. Exhale, frame the foot with your hands. Step your right foot back in downward facing dog. to meet your left and then downward facing dog. Inhale, and then exhale. Lifting your left leg. Step it through. Your hands, put your knee down. Inhale, arms up. Exhale down, bringing the foot, taking your left foot, bringing back to the right foot, and then meeting me in downward facing dog. And then you can meet me and go with me through chaturanga if you would like to, or you can just go back into child's pose. So if you're gonna go with me, I want you to come up forward and plank, and then put your knees down if you wish. Good. Upward facing dog. Down. Going back. Downward facing dog, or child's pose. Right leg, again, step it through, put the knee down, and now we're going to take take your left hand, place it more forward towards the inside of the right leg, and we're going to twist them. If you want to keep your left leg down or up versus down, that's fine too. And then take your right arm down, and then I want you to take your right arm, and I want you to place it on the inside of the right foot, and I want you to twist the other way. And left arm down. Take the right hand, place it on the opposite side of the foot, take your right leg back, and then meet me in child's pose. And breathe. And back up to all fours. Slowly making your way to downward facing dog. Pedal out your feet a little bit. Notice how you feel this time versus your first downward facing dog. Take a deep inhale and then exhale. Lift up the left leg. Step it through. Put your right knee down or keep it up if you wish. Take your right arm, put it on the inside of your left leg or foot. Reach up. And then bring it down. Take your left arm, inside of the left foot. And then reach up with your right hand the opposite way. And then bring it down, framing your hands against the foot, taking your left foot, bringing it back to your right knee, and then just go back into another child's pose. And back up to all fours. You can press, step or back to a downward facing dog. Step and walk your feet back. We're going to go through one more variation of up and down from the vinyasa. We're going to slowly make our way. Roll up. Hold on to something if you need to. Roll your shoulders. Maybe roll out your ankles. The other ankle. And then meeting me at the top of the mat. Down, eyes open or closed, arms to the side. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, down. Step, hop back to plank. And I want you to take your left knee, I want you to place it down, and then take your left arm and kind of move it more to the middle. And then pivot your right foot to the side. I want you to inhale up, keeping your balance. If you can go on both legs, that's fine too, to the side plank. And breathe. And then bring your right knee back to the middle to meet the left. And I want you to thread the right hand through. And breathe. Take your right hand, bring it back up to the center so you have a quadruped, and then make your way to downward facing dog or child's pose. And then come back to plank. This is our neutral. We're going to put our right knee down, take your right hand, put it to the middle, pivot your left foot, reach up with your left hand. Take your left knee, lean it back to the then I want you to thread through on this side. And then come back up to the center. And then just maybe rock back and forth, however you wish. And then meet me in another downward facing dog. I want you to lift your right leg, three-legged dog, and then step it through. Place your foot between your hands, put your left knee down again. And I want you, if you need to have more, we're gonna do a hamstring stretch. So if you need something to hold you up, that's fine. You can use blocks, or you can use your hands. I want you to put your foot a little bit further, and I want you just to slowly come back. You don't have to go all the way down. But if this is as further as you can go, as best as you can do, that's great. You can pull up the foot a little bit, flex the foot for a little bit more of a stretch. But I want you to make sure that you're being mindful of your back, that it's straight, that it's not like this, that you're not pulling from your back to do it. And keeping your neck relaxed and the shoulders down, not up to the ears. And holding with your hands if you need to, or blocks, like I said. And then slowly coming out of this position, we're gonna switch feet. So you're gonna take your right foot, shake it out if you need to, put your back in quadruped. If you need to come back through a downward facing dog, if that's easier for you to get into the next position, that's perfectly fine. Sometimes it's better for me. I'm gonna lift my left leg in a three-legged dog. And I'm gonna step it through, just like we did before. So my feet, it's between my hands. I'm gonna put my right leg down, my knee, and then I'm gonna slowly come back for quadricep stretch. Flexing the foot if you're comfortable. Being mindful of your back and your neck. And breathe. And then come back up. And I want you just to meet me in child's pose. So the big toes touching, knees wider than hip width apart. Just as we did in the beginning. And I want you to take a deep breath, inhale. And then exhale, maybe walk your hands up your fingers a little bit further. And then exhale. And do that again, inhale. And then walk further if you can, exhale. Notice how you feel when you're breathing now in this child's pose versus when we first started. Do you notice that you have more room? Do you notice that you are more constricted? This can be kind of a constricting pose to breathe deep in, and that's okay, and that's something that we can work on once we're more aware of how we breathe just naturally. There's all these different ways to breathe and do breathing. I'm not necessarily a perfect breathing instructor, however, it's incredibly fascinating. But most importantly, just being aware of how we breathe and if we are constricted or if our breath is really shallow is really important just to help us gain more mind-body awareness and control and proprioception as we move. And it's incredibly impactful on our autonomic nervous system and for helping the calm the fight or flight response that so many of us are having, especially in this pandemic. And then come back up to quadruped. And then I want you to meet me on your back, however you are comfortable, supine. So meet me inside with supine. And I want you to bring your knees into your chest, and I just want you to rock back and forth. If you need to put a blanket underneath your shoulders or underneath your back, you're welcome to do so. Just rock back and forth. And then I want you to take your left leg and I want you to extend it out. I want you to take your hands and keep your right leg in. And I want you just to hold it here, and I want you to just kind of roll around the right hip joint. Maybe taking your left hand actually off your leg, holding your right leg with your right hand, but placing your left hand on your hip bone. And just noticing how your pelvis is, what motion and movement and position your pelvis is in when you have your right leg in. Are you feeling a tilt in your pelvis? You want to make sure that you keep your pelvis more square, as if your hip bones are placing directly up to the ceiling. You don't want them to be kind of at an angle. So sometimes I like to give myself this like feeling, this proprioception of awareness of like what my body is doing, maybe that I'm not aware of. So with your right hand holding your right leg in, I just want you to move around your hip joint, back and forth. Noticing if there's any movement of your pelvis, just to be able to do this. If you're feeling any discomfort, there's always ways to modify. And then placing the right leg down. Bringing in the left leg, doing the same on this side. Taking your right hand around here, or you can put it on your hip bone to give you some awareness. Adjusting how you are. And then rolling around this hip joint. One more time. And then taking both legs, extending them down, reaching, inhale, arms over the head, feet extended, and reach the opposite sides of the room. Really good morning stretch this way. Inhale, really big. Exhale. One more time. Inhale, really big. Exhale, down. And then I want you to take your right leg, and I want you to just kind of move it like this, in a diagonal, just like 2 inches over. I want you to take your left leg, place it over your right ankle. So your left ankle over your right ankle. Taking your left arm, placing it in the palm of your right hand. And I want you to do an inhale and an exhale in this modified crescent good morning stretch this way, and feeling the stretch from this on the left side from the top of your arm maybe down to your feet. So you're just giving a little bit more of a gentle stretch this side. Inhale. And then exhale. Let's do it again. Inhale. And exhale. And then unwrap. So left arm over, left leg back. Maybe just wiggle back to the center. Now I want you to take your right leg, place it over your left ankle. Actually, sorry, let's shake that out again. We're going to take our left leg, place it over to the left a couple inches. Right leg over the left ankle. Take your right hand, place it in the palm of your left arm, your left hand. I want you to inhale. Exhale this side. Inhale, really reaching the opposite ends of the room or whatever space you're in. Exhale back down. So we're doing the modified crescent on this side. So inhale one more time. Exhale down. Unwrap, take your right hand back to the middle. Right leg back to the middle. Shake it out. And I want you to take your arms, place them down to the center. And you just shake them out a little bit. Bring in your knees, rock back and forth. So, middle. And then maybe rock over both to the right. Maybe extending the left arm. Making sure that your shoulders are down. If you need to modify by putting your legs up on a bolster, that's totally fine. Or if you have any discomfort, just find some way to modify right now afterwards, that's fine. And then come back up slowly to the center. And then we're going to let our knees fall to the left side. Extending the right hand this time, right arm. Adjusting so that your shoulders are comfortably on the ground. If you notice that my legs this way are actually bolstered naturally. And inhale. And exhale down. Inhale. And exhale down. And then slowly make your way up to the center. And I want you to let your legs come down. And then I want you to take your right leg back in to the center. And this time we're going to extend it up. And if you have a yoga strap, that would be great. I'm going to grab mine. Or you can actually just do it modified. You can use a towel, you can use a shirt. I'm going to take my yoga strap and I'm going to put it in the bottom of my foot. And what I'm going to do is my leg was here. I'm going to put my strap around it. And now I'm going to extend my leg. I'm going to make sure that my shoulders are on the floor and that my neck is neutral and that there's no discomfort and pulling from other areas. And I'm just going to stretch it out. You can bring it a little bit more in, but in this position, I actually don't want you to bring it in just because you can. I want you just to stop here. The point is to not just bring it in. The point is to just make sure that the leg is straight and not hyperextended. And then maybe pronating and supinating the foot a little bit, bringing some movement, pointing and flexing it. Go back and forth. Noticing how you feel moving your foot cracks. And I want you to take both straps in the left hand, letting the right arm extend. I want you to slowly just bring the leg across the body, gently. And then bring it back. Bring your right hand back, let the leg down, shake it out, left foot in, strap on the bottom of the feet, extend out, finding a good neutral position, making sure that I'm pulling from other parts of the body. Straighten the leg. If you can do this, if you don't want to do this, let me show it to you without a strap in case you don't have a strap. So here we are, I've straightened my leg. Maybe I'll just keep it here. I'm going to point and flex the foot. I supinate, pronate, roll around the ankle joint. I can maybe use my hand, but the problem is I don't want you to necessarily pull all the way because you can. I want you to really stop. So if it needs to just be up without your hand, that's fine. You're welcome to bring your hand if you want to. I really just want to make sure your leg is straight. You're not pulling from other parts of your body. Just pronating and supinating the foot, point and flex. And then, this is what it looks like if you don't have a strap. I want you to extend your left arm. I want you just to slowly cross the body. And if you can't control this or it's uncomfortable, don't do it, especially if you don't have a strap to help you. And then bring it back. And place your leg down. And then you shake it out. Bring your knees in. Rock back and forth. And then I want you to slowly bring your way up to seated. We're going to do a restorative pose before we go into Shavasana. I want you to take if you can find a pillow or a way to modify. Just take a pillow, maybe find a block or a book or something. I'm going to just show you if you don't have a yoga block. I'm going to try to make like a modified ground extension, I guess. And I want you to take the right hip. If you can't do this in a comfortable way, or you don't have the props even at home, whether it's yoga props or even just something else to make it, you don't have to do this. You can just watch. You can also just know what to do next time, and you can find a comfortable position for yourself in supine and just meet me in Shavasana and just lay on the back. But this is a restorative pose that we're going to first take before we go into Shavasana. If you don't have what you need, like I said, you can just go ahead and just take a longer Shavasana until we end the class. So with your right hip against your pillow, I want you just to fold your way over. So you're in just a gentle twist. And just rest your head. You need to point to the right or to the left, or you can just keep it straight forward. I just want you to breathe. And you can put your legs however you wish so it's more comfortable for you. You shouldn't be feeling any kind of, you should feel totally supported and not uncomfortable in this. Help yourself back up to the center. And then take your props, move over to the other side. Take your left hip, place it against the pillow, and then slowly, gently reach over to this side. Putting your head and neck in whatever position is most comfortable for you. move anything out of your way or use anything that you feel most comfortable or more comfortable in Shavasana. Move things out of your way or get things that you need. I want you to meet me on supine for the final few minutes of class. Lay back on your back, finding your most comfortable position. Placing a blanket over your hips if you wish. Taking any last movements, your ankles, feet, when you flex them. Your hands overhead, inhale. One last good morning stretch, reaching to the ends of the room. Exhale. One more time, inhale. And exhale, placing your hands actually below your shoulders so that your palms are facing up and that your thumbs are rotated out to the side. And just relax the last few minutes of class. Shavasana. Minute in resting pose before we end class. Supporting yourself in whatever position you need. And then using your left hand or your right hand on whatever side you're on, just slowly make your way back up to seated. Placing a blanket or yoga blanket or towel underneath your pelvis, coming to a cross-legged position. Down to the side. You keep your eyes open or closed. Taking the last few minutes, last few breaths of class together. Making sure that your shoulders are back and down, and what I mean by that is not actually like arched forward, that your ribs are not thrusted forward, but they're back, and your shoulders are just relaxed. Your neck is relaxed and in alignment. Maybe just take a few last shoulder rolls to the back. To the side. Inhale together. Arms up. Exhale down. Inhale, arms up. Exhale down. One last time. Inhale, really deep breath. Inhale. Up. And then bring the hands to heart center. Thank you for joining me. Thanks for joining this class. Thanks for being here with me throughout the rest of it, and for being here. So thank you. I'm actually unmuting everybody for a few minutes early, but I figured that was better than going over. And I hope you guys